Hey guys, welcome back. So yeah, another exciting day at the track. The first Funday Sunday of 2021. Things went okay. I mean, the car made it from A to B. That's the important thing. I was concerned with new ECU plus new wheels and everything. So it's just everything was new and different. So it didn't do too great as far as personal best or anything. In fact, I didn't even run a freaking 11. Best time was like 12:00 at like 121. Couldn't quite get that 60 foot down because I'm still trying to figure out the slicks. So the reason why I didn't quite figure out the slicks was because I kept raising RPM, and then I broke another freaking axle. I went ahead, I swapped axles at the track, and I ran one more time because I was like, if I had another axle, I would probably keep running and just keep trying, but I feel like there might be something going on with the hub axle assembly, because it's just weird that I was able to run 20-30 passes, on the E153 and never had a problem. That was, bogging, wheel hopping, dead hooking, and never had a problem. And now I've broken two axles practically back to back. So anyways, alright. So anyways, this is the party axle from the last time that broke. This is the one from this time. And you can see they kind of broke like almost in, for the most part, almost in the exact same spot as where the damage happened. So, it could just be a coincidence, or it could mean there's something kind of funky going on. The one that's in there now is a Duralast AutoZone one. The one that was in there before was from O'Reilly, so maybe there's a difference. I haven't really... So yeah, it's just kind of weird. Yeah, I came off the clutch a little hard again, but I didn't come off that hard. I didn't pop the clutch. I started letting the clutch out slowly and waiting for it to grab, and rather than it like starting to grab, it just grabbed and broke, It's done that before. It's done that before, tens of times, and haven't had a problem. The fact that it's basically done this back to back. Two different sets of slicks. Just the fact that it's done this back to back is kind of weird. The only other thing I can think of is the new two-step with the fueltech is fairly spicy. So before in the past where it just would have bogged, maybe now it's at that point where it's making enough power that it just breaks stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. But I'm going to do some investigating and check some clearances and whatnot and see if there's something weird going on with where that axle meets the hub. I don't know. But anyways, here's some track runs. Really hard to the side. Yeah, the suspension is all fucked up right now. She felt great though. But I gotta figure out the suspension. She is pulling really bad. Yeah, so first pass 12.1, 121, 60 foot was, basically everything about the run was kind of cruddy. 60 foot was kind of horrible. 2.0 60 foot. So I tried slipping the clutch really hard, and I think I just kind of creeped through the beams, and then it bogged. So that was just whatever. But yeah, 2.0 60 foot, 8s in the 8th, you know, just pretty cruddy. I don't know what the 8th mile per hour is because something's wrong with speedworld timing system right now, and so it's showing 29, so I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe it's 69, maybe it's 79, I don't know. Definitely wasn't 29, but that's what it is. Alright, so the second run, 12.5. It's always great when things get better. So better 60 foot, 1.8 to 60 foot. And then I missed third, or I missed fourth. I can't remember. I missed a gear. I can't remember which one it is. I'll have to rewatch the video. I'll put whatever gear it was I missed. Pretty sure it was third gear that I missed. So yeah, that kind of screwed that whole run up. That probably would have been a decent run. Probably would have been at least a 11 had I not missed a gear. So, yay. Done. So the third run, this is where I snapped the axle again. So I should have filmed it. I don't know why I didn't film it, but anyways, I went ahead. I swapped the axle while I was at the track. So this third run, it's not really a run. Snapped the axle again, came off the clutch a little too hard, I'm guessing. I don't know, I feel like I didn't come off the clutch all that hard. But anyways, I guess I came off the clutch too hard and it snapped another axle. It was kind of weird because I felt it spin and start to go and then it broke. So I feel like, yeah, maybe I'm shocking the system a little bit, but I also think that maybe just, I don't know. I don't know what to really think right now as far as why the axle keeps breaking when it didn't used to be an issue before. Even if I just sidestep the clutch, you know, it would just spin the tires as opposed to breaking stuff. So like I said, I gotta figure that out. But anyways, I ended up just fixing the car basically right there in the staging lanes. They just pushed me back against the wall, and I just went and pulled my truck around and grabbed my tools and jacked her up and had the axle swapped out in like 30 minutes. And then I ran again, so. Apparently their printer oh, it's so funny. Apparently their printer was malfunctioning or something, and so this is what the remainder of the day's time slips look like. These little tiny time slips or whatever. So last run was a 12.0 at 121, 1.9 to the 60, like 7.9 or something in the eighth. I can't remember because I can't see it. Yeah, like 7.9 in the eighth. Not a great run, but I guess it was a good A to B pass, considering new ECU, new wheels. And I'm just still trying to figure everything out. That's the main thing. Is that not only is the new ECU, obviously it's a whole new map, so the timing table is completely different, and the car is making power where it didn't used to make power, and the two steps hotter, and then I put bigger wheels on, so now the launch that I had perfected basically with the small slicks, I've got to basically figure out where the new slicks need to be launched at, because the old slicks were 57, 5800 RPM, no boost on the two-step basically, because they're so skinny you don't need a whole lot of power to spin them, and so they would basically spin and then hook and then go. So with the new ones, they definitely don't spin quite as easy, and so yeah, I don't know. I think I need to dial back power off the initial hit and then dial power back in to get them to spin. I don't know. But anyways, next time I go to the track, I think my next, because I think I was launching at I think the last run was at 6,000 RPM, and that was decent. So I think I'll up it to like 6,300 and see what happens. I don't know. Like I said, it's getting more and more difficult to get the damn thing off the line. I feel like I've taken steps back, but it's whatever. It was at least a fun day. Alright, so anyways, these are the logs. This is the last run. Oh yeah, I also forgot to log the third run. And I think I forgot to log the one where I broke the axle too, because I don't think I have a log for that. I might have a log for it, let me see. Oh, I'm not plugged into the ECU. That would be an interesting one to look at. Alright, so this is the last run. Let me see if I can pull the log from where I broke it. Something I like about fueltech, about the new unit, about fueltech. Yeah. So here's one of the nice things I like about the fueltech unit is, like the car's not on, you don't have to apply power to the unit to pull logs from it. It will be powered by USB, so whenever you plug the unit into a laptop, it comes to life basically, and then you can pull logs off of it, or you can adjust the tune and do all that type of fun stuff, and it doesn't have to be powered on. You can basically pull it out of the box, plug the USB in, and you can turn the thing on, Yeah. So this was the broken axle. Alright, so basically there's time-based stuff activated in this. So basically what it does is it will pull timing and activate a secondary rev limiter after the launch. So once you have a validated launch, when you pull up the log, you'll have this blue area, which is basically like a T0 kind of thing. This is basically like your countdown here, all this blue stuff. So this is leading up to 0, up into the point where you launch, and then everything is 1, 2, 3, it's seconds after the validated launch. So you can have like 1 second in, have it pull timing, or have it pull timing for 1 second after the launch, or, blah, blah. So one of the nice things about time-based tuning. So anyways, like I said, this blue area is everything before the launch. So, yeah, it's only like half throttle. It's making like 9 psi, 10 psi, 13 psi. Yikes-a-rooney. Alright, so that might be why I snapped an axle. So maybe, yeah, maybe I'm just leaving a little too spicy, you know, because there's almost 20 psi. Yeah, alright. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, so like 20 psi off the launch. So I guess that's might be why things are breaking. So yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, this is a fueltech manager or FT manager. This is the log version, the data log version. This is actual FT manager. Yeah, so you got all your, you know, your fuel table and your spark table, your familiar kind of stuff. You know, that nice 3D. But then you got, you know, this whole side over here. This is every feature, every nook and cranny, everything that can be adjusted. You know, closed loop, O2 control, just basically everything. Acceleration enrichment, intake temperature compensation, just all types of stuff. But anyways, what we're looking at right now is the logs. So I'm not a fan of the way everything is kind of laid over everything. I kind of prefer Megalog Viewer, where you can select bar, and maybe you can do that in this, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But I like being able to have like one section that's just the items I want, and then having multiple sections with specific items, so that way I can group things together and very easily look at it, as opposed to having basically everything kind of, you know, all there. But yeah, other than that, I mean, everything seems to be working great. So the square looking traces, that's pedal position. This is boost or map. Green line is RPM. So once again, like I was saying, everything before the launch is a negative number, and then once the car starts moving and you have a validated launch, you can see RPM here was capped at, actually no, it went all the way up to 7. But yeah, you know. So. But anyways, you know, this was the second run. Or this is the first run. This is the first run. The second run I didn't actually catch, but yeah, I mean, everything's good. AFR, so the skinny blue line is AFR target, and the jagged line is actual AFR. I need to kind of fix this little area where it goes super lean, or it goes super rich here, and then it comes back up. But for the most part, it's pretty much it's on target for what the AFR should be. And I'm using the closed loop compensation for the O2, so I've tuned it to get it as close as I can, but you don't need to be super, I mean, it's pretty precise. I mean, so anyways, as far as like target AFR, as long as the closed loop compensation is like less than 3, I'm considering that pretty good. So anyways, I'll mess with this later and fine tune that and just get it to where it's closer. Boost is about where I want it. I mean, I could go for another pound. It's kind of, I don't know, maybe I should turn on smoothing. You can see the boost is like, the line is like super jagged, and it's because it has such a high sampling rate that it's catching every little fluctuation, you know. So I almost wish it was just like an average. But yeah, it's somewhere around 26-27 psi. I probably need to add a little more duty cycle to the beginning of the gear, because it's not quite, it's like 25. So yeah, it'd be nice if it was like 27 the whole way across. But all things that I'll know to adjust next time. The last run was about 27, about 26, 27 psi. But anyways, yeah, that was all kind of pointless. Anyways, logs look good. Cars seem to be running fine. I think it's just I just need to really work on getting that launch down again, and then once the launch is figured out, I can apply more power and hopefully break my record, and not break more axles. So, anyways, till next time.